everyone, it's Finn. So, it is Wednesday the 17th of April 2013 and I am 1 week on testosterone. Now, I know I said I was going to do monthly updates because I thought it'd be easier like that because I didn't really think that much would happen in a week. But it turns out that a lot can happen in a week, so I thought I'd do a little update about all that. So, in terms of the leg pain that I was talking about directly after the shot, that went by the next day. We did warm the vial up beforehand. A lot of people have said about warming the vial, and I did. I held it in my hand for half an hour beforehand. It was really warm, and the liquid had gone from kind of quite gloopy to quite kind of free-flowing, so it was definitely warm enough. And the nurse did the injection really, really slowly, so that was good. So maybe it's just that, I'm going to get that pain for that day and that's it. But that was fine, it was only the day of the shot and the evening of the shot it was uncomfortable, just kind of like crampy and achy, but it wasn't too bad. And by Thursday morning it was gone. However, what I did have all of Thursday and most of Friday was a total all-over body ache. It wasn't like I'd been to the gym kind of ache or like a painful ache. It was just like a general kind of like heaviness of everything. My arms are really heavy and my legs are really heavy and my head, I just wanted to hold my head. It was just like everything was just like really, really heavy, which is really weird, really weird. So I've not done any exercise this week at all. I went for a run last Tuesday and I haven't done any since then because my body did feel generally achy and because me and Nat had a big weekend planned, so I just took it really easy. The main thing I noticed over, especially the night of the shot, was an incredibly dry throat. People have said a lot that they were very thirsty. Well, mine wasn't so much I was thirsty, but that I couldn't get my throat wet. I'd have a drink and it would be fine, and about 3 minutes later I'd be like, oh! So I was awake on and off pretty much all of Wednesday night because I just had to keep drinking. I must have gone through about 3 or 4 little bottles of water in the night, and that continued all of Thursday really badly and quite badly Friday. In fact, it's still not really stopped. So yeah, I dry throat all of Thursday and all of Friday, and as you can hear, something is going on. Right, well, the thing is, you see, Nat and I started our big weekend of celebration, so we went to the King Charles gig on the Friday and I sung my head off there. Now my throat was already kind of dry before then, so it was dry after a night of singing. And then Nat and I went to Thorpe Park at the weekend. Now, when I go to a theme park, I scream like a girl. I do this blood-curdling scream on rides. I love rides, don't get me wrong, but I always do this blood-curdling scream. And we were on Swarm. This was on the Saturday. We were on Swarm for about the 10th time. And it comes into the last bit and it goes upside down. And it turned upside down and I screamed, as I'd been doing on all the other rides. And then mid-scream, my voice just cut off. Absolutely just cut off. And I didn't even notice the end of the ride. I was just like... and then we cut off and I went to speak to Nat. And whenever I try and talk high, it just completely disappears. So I have to kind of keep my voice low, otherwise you just can't hear me now. So I got off the ride and I tried to speak to Nat in my normal voice, and it was just like Minnie Mouse. There was just nothing happening at all. And I tried to recreate a scream, and whenever I try and scream now, it's just nothing comes out. So something happened on Swarm, and I now can't scream or talk at that pitch at all. So look, I don't know. I mean, I've Googled this, I've talked to people, and some people say that voice changes can happen quite quickly for some people, but this is a bit ridiculous. I think it's probably a combination of starting testosterone and screaming on rides all weekend. I mean, I've been to Thorpe Park and other theme parks loads of times and screamed my head off and never lost my voice. So I'd say this is probably a combination of the two. And Nat has a good theory, actually. She said that if you think about it, when your voice is changing, it does so, over a period of time as you use your voice, as you use different registers, you go high and low and whatever, and it will change. But that I used my voice more in a couple of days than I would have done in a couple of weeks. So I might have sped things along a bit, I don't know, but it's now Wednesday and there's no sign of it returning back to normal as yet. So I haven't completely messed up my voice, I don't know. I mean, it's quite cool in that it's deeper, but it's just completely ravaged. It's such an effort to talk because I've got to keep my voice low, because as soon as I try and talk normally and talk higher, it kind of goes on and off like I'm yodeling. So yeah, I have to kind of keep it low. And Nat's just laughing her head off at me all the time, which is quite funny. So yeah, exciting stuff, huh? I sound a bit stupid at the moment, to be honest, more than anything, but there you go. In terms of other stuff, I've had moments where I think I feel really different and I can't put my finger on why. It's really odd. Me and Nat were sat on the Saturday night having a meal, and I just kind of got a little bit freaked out about it all, because I was like sat there thinking, I feel different looking out through my eyes and I can't explain it. It's neither good nor bad, it's just unnerving. Exciting, but unnerving. And there's also this thing going on where me and Nat were in the room and there was a mosquito and I shoved it out and I was saying to Nat how, she'll get bitten and I won't because I never get bitten. But then I sat and reflected on it and I was saying to Nat, actually I don't know whether I will get bitten by mosquitoes now. Like, I never used to get affected by them, but now maybe I will. And we were talking about a few different things. Like, I was having hot flashes at the weekend, like just going blooming red in the face all the time. Not always to do with being upside down on rides, just sometimes randomly. And saying that I now don't know my body. Before last week I could say, I have this reaction to that, and if I go out in the sun this happens, if I get bitten by a mosquito this happens. Am I making sense? But now I can't say any of that, because I don't know my body. I don't know how my body's going to react to certain things. I've got to get to know my body all over again. And that really hit me this weekend. It's like this whole 14 months I've been getting to know myself anew on a social level, interacting with people differently because I'm now living as male. So now I've got to get used to my body, and I realise now that I don't know my body at all, really. It's just a whole new me that's coming about. It's quite surreal, exciting, but surreal. I had a lovely moment. I had lots of lovely moments over the weekend, actually, where I was just kind of hit with gratitude about everything that's happening and has happened. Just that, this feeling of I've arrived. It's not like, I know that I've got a long way to go, that testosterone's got a lot of changes to do, and there's still top surgery and all that sort of thing. But in a lot of sense, I feel like I've arrived. I've got the right hormones going through my body, and I was stood there listening to King Charles, and there's one song he sings called The Brightest Lights, and there's a lyric in it that says, for the sun to rise again, he must go through hell to see what the darkness has done. And when he sung that, I just kind of went, poof, it just all hit me, and just how amazing this is, that how many years it's taken me to get to the point where I feel I'm really properly in my own skin and becoming really me, and I'm not confused anymore, and that's so amazingly beautiful, and I'm so grateful. I really am so grateful for that. Yeah, it's been an amazing weekend of just gratitude for everything I have in my life, and for Nat and her amazing support, and just to go through this is so exciting, but to go through it with Nat by my side pointing out all the little things is amazing. She's pointed out a lot that I'm quite moody this weekend. She says I'm answering quite snappishly, and I don't think I am, but I don't know, maybe I'm using my voice differently, I don't know, but not in a bad way. She just said, look, it's not bad, it's just that you're being quite direct and it's a bit weird. So yeah, this whole week's just been really surreal. One last thing I want to mention, and if any of my family are listening right now, please put your fingers over your ears, because I'm going to talk about my downstairs stuff. So put your fingers in your ears, and when I finish talking about it, I'll give you the thumbs up sign, okay? Because I just want to say this. Okay, fingers in your ears, yeah. I've noticed some growth down there, not kind of length, but there's just so much of it. I've just got really kind of swollen, puffy, and everything's got really thick, to the point that I can't close my legs. Oh, please don't laugh. Yeah, I noticed, I tried to get my binder on. You've got really squish your legs together to pull your binder up. I can't get my legs that close together without pain at the moment. it's just, yeah, there's a definite difference. Even Nat said, she's been having a look. And yeah, there's a definite growth down there happening. So that's exciting. So, wow, it's only a week, and actually loads and loads has happened. Obviously, we're going to have to see what happens with this over the next few days, because I think a lot of it is I've injured my voice as well because of the ride. So we'll see what happens when this settles. Hopefully it will settle soon, because it's weird. I don't recognise myself. So yeah, exciting week. So for now, I'm just going to keep doing weekly updates, and I think it's my OCD, because I know that I want to do it calendar monthly, but then there's going to be more weeks in some months than others, and it'll get all confusing. But I'll tell you what, we'll just work that out en route. Oh, by the way, family, take your fingers out your ears. Sorry. It's safe. I'll put something at the bottom. Yeah, so I'm just going to update as and when, I think, and we'll worry about the OCD-ness. But yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it as that. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll update next week. Bye-bye.